Leo soul, destiny is smiling on you and something lucky is quietly moving into your life right now. You may not see it with your eyes just yet, but I promise, if you feel that strange pull to this video today, you're already standing at the edge of a shift. Not just any shift, a divinely timed moment that changes the course of your next season. The universe rarely shouts. It whispers. And right now, Leo, it's whispering your name. This message isn't random. You didn't click by accident. Whether your Sun, Moon, Jupiter, or North Node is in Leo, this message has been waiting for you to show up just like you are right now. Something has been watching you, something bigger than you, and it's getting ready to move on your behalf. The energy of divine orchestration is all around you. Let me ask you something. Have you been feeling like you're right on the edge of something, like life is holding its breath, just waiting for you to take one more step? If so, trust that feeling. Because the path you've been walking, with all its silence, struggle, and questions, is about to make sense. You're not being tested anymore. You're being prepared. This week's energy carries the signature of divine alignment. An opportunity, a breakthrough, a conversation, or even an unexpected glance, something so small, yet so powerful is approaching. And it won't be loud. It won't be dramatic. It will be quiet, subtle, and perfect. A lucky moment, hidden in plain sight, just for you. Your heart might already sense it. That's why you're here. You see, Leo is ruled by the Sun. And when the Sun aligns with the quiet nudges of the Moon and the deeper rhythms of Jupiter, something beautiful happens. You begin to receive not what your ego wants, but what your soul has long been calling in. And it begins. Now. You're about to be seen in a way you haven't been seen in a long time. Admired. Recognized. Not just by people, but by something much more sacred, fate itself. There's an eye watching you with fascination. Someone feels magnetically drawn to your energy, and they may not know why yet. But they will. And soon, you'll see exactly who and why. This message is coming to you from eternal mindfulness, a space where faith, energy, and purpose collide. Here, we don't predict your future. We help you remember your power to shape it. Everything you're about to hear is designed not just to inform you but to align you. So take a deep breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let your heart receive. And if you feel this message is already speaking to something deep inside you, I want you to comment below right now with the words, "I'm ready to receive what's mine." That simple sentence opens the door wider. It anchors your intention. It connects you to every other Leo watching this, stepping into their light too. Before we begin, allow me to say thank you from the deepest part of my soul for your presence here. Every like, every share, every comment, every subscription not only supports this channel, it extends this healing ripple across the planet. You being here matters more than you know. And Leo, believe me when I say, you'll want to stay with me until the end. What the universe is about to reveal will touch your soul in ways you didn't expect. Let's begin. Sometimes, the most extraordinary changes in life begin not with fireworks, but with a whisper. For Leo, this is one of those sacred seasons where a single, quiet moment, a click, a glance, a message can reroute the timeline of your destiny. In astrology, we often speak of transits and planetary alignments, but what we're really exploring is this, timing. And right now, time itself is conspiring in your favor. The moon, waning into Virgo, invites clarity through stillness, while Jupiter, the planet of divine expansion, forms a harmonious trine with your Leo energy, amplifying everything you dare to believe could be possible. This is the kind of cosmic alignment that doesn't just suggest change, it orchestrates it. The tarot confirms it, too. The moon appears not to confuse, but to invite you deeper into the parts of yourself where faith has grown quiet. The Ten of Pentacles reminds us that what you seek is not fleeting, its legacy, its stability, it's real. And the Page of Swords? That's the moment your curiosity gets louder than your doubt. This trio doesn't promise a loud miracle. It promises a timely one delivered in the most unexpected, almost invisible way. Like the story of a woman who reached out to us recently. She had been struggling for months, overwhelmed with silence from the job offers she had been praying for. On the morning of August 11th, at exactly 11:11, she got an email that changed everything, an offer she didn't chase, from someone she didn't expect, that opened a door she thought was permanently shut. This is the nature of divine alignment. Not always predictable, rarely logical, but always precise. This isn't just storytelling. This is the law of attraction at work. When you let go of desperation and surrender to divine timing, your vibration softens, and that's exactly when the shift occurs. That's why so many people experience breakthroughs the moment they stop watching the clock. It's not about quitting hope, it's about releasing control. There's a reason why spiritual teachers often say, you'll receive what you're asking for once you no longer need it. It sounds paradoxical, but in the realm of energy, detachment is magnetism. So if you felt like something's about to click, Leo, you're right. There is a moment coming, a conversation, a glance, a line in an email, a delayed answer finally arriving that changes things. It may be so subtle that others miss it. But you won't. You'll feel it in your body, in that quiet flutter in your chest, in the pause between thoughts. That's how spirit speaks when it moves. Not in chaos, but in perfect synchronicity. To help yourself align with this moment, I invite you to use a simple affirmation, repeated 3 times each day. I am ready to receive the best news, in the perfect timing, chosen by the universe. Say it aloud in the morning. Whisper it before you sleep. Write it down and carry it in your wallet. Affirmations are not empty wishes, they are energetic keys. They tune your frequency to what's already on its way. And let's not overlook the numerology of this moment. The number 11 is a master number spiritually tied to insight, awakening, and sudden spiritual downloads. It's the number of doors opening. 29, reduced to 11 through numerological reduction, is also showing up this month, especially for Leo. Pay attention to these signs. Write them down. Reflect on where they appear. There's something about this combination of moonlight, curiosity, and divine order that's asking you to stay alert to the whispers, not just the thunder. Maybe this is your click. Maybe reading these words is the moment it all starts to rearrange. Either way, Leo, don't underestimate the power of quiet timing. Don't assume because it's subtle, it's not life-changing. Miracles often don't look like fireworks. They look like peace. They sound like silence. They arrive when you've stopped forcing and finally started receiving. Leo, there are moments in life when a single idea, one spark, one whisper of creativity has the power to ignite a personal revolution. You're not waiting for permission anymore. This season is not about being chosen by others, it's about choosing yourself. And what's unfolding now is a moment of pure potential, wrapped in the simplest thought that just won't let go of you. That's not coincidence. That's the Fool. That's Ace of Wands. That's the Page of Swords waking up within your soul and reminding you, you don't need a map to start. You are the path. This is the sacred timing where you become the origin, not the echo. The energy of Mercury retrograde in an earth sign is guiding you to pause, not because you're stuck, but because something within you is ready to be redefined. Think of it like walking through a hallway of mirrors. Each reflection isn't a distortion, but an invitation to see yourself more clearly. The ideas that revisit you now, the dreams you once tucked away as too risky, too idealistic, or too much, these are the very seeds you're being asked to plant again. But this time, you're not planting them with fear. You're planting them with understanding. With readiness. With soul. Let's talk about the Page of Swords for a moment. This is not the energy of someone who waits to be handed a golden opportunity. This is the archetype of the soul who observes, who listens, who questions, and then who dares to build something new out of raw material. When paired with the Fool and the Ace of Wands, this isn't just a reading, it's a call. It's a sacred reminder that no matter how small your idea feels, it holds the capacity to change everything. But only if you act. This is why I gently invite you, right now, to pause and write down 3 things, 3 dreams you've shelved, 3 shifts you've been scared to make, or even 3 truths you've been avoiding. Today, not tomorrow, pick one. Begin. You don't need to leap the entire staircase. You just need to take one step forward with presence and faith. Momentum always follows clarity. And clarity arrives when we stop waiting to be certain. Energetically, Leo, you are supported by the brilliance of colors this week: burnished copper and deep sapphire blue. These are not just visual symbols, they're energetic activators. Copper holds the vibration of vitality and action, urging you to awaken the fire in your belly. Sapphire connects to divine wisdom, grounding your intuition and discernment. Wear these colors. Surround yourself with them. Let them remind you that creativity doesn't need to shout. It just needs to be honored. You may have been called too much in the past, too intense, too bold, too dreamy. But what if I told you those exact traits are your superpower now? What if the world has finally caught up to the very vision you were once mocked for holding? You are not a follower of trends, Leo. You are the solar source of them. While others imitate, you originate. And when your soul aligns with your action, not even the stars can hold you back. In moments like this, we're reminded that inspiration is not an accident. It's a delivery system from the universe, an energetic nudge wrapped in divine timing. So don't just sit with your idea. Move with it. Nurture it. Speak life into it. Even if no one claps, even if no one notices, your soul will know. And when your soul feels seen by you, that's when the world starts to see you, too. There's a certain kind of healing that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't arrive with thunder or resolution, it arrives softly, like sunlight returning to a house that's been closed for far too long. And for you, Leo, this is the moment when that light begins to stream in again. In the quiet corners of your life, within family ties, in the space you call home, in the relationship you hold with your past, something is shifting. And this shift isn't here to cause more tension. It's here to soften what has long been rigid. It's here to bring peace where silence once shouted. The Empress, the Ten of Pentacles, and Temperance are not random cards. Together, they form a triad of sacred grounding. The Empress calls in the nurturing principle not just as an external figure, but as a part of you that has long yearned to hold and be held. She speaks to the mother within and around you, and to the ancestral feminine energy that shaped how you give and receive love. The Ten of Pentacles anchors this energy into legacy, the home, the roots, the inherited patterns, both visible and unspoken. And Temperance? She arrives as the bridge between all polarities, offering balance after division, understanding after years of unspoken words. This is a chapter that asks you to look inward but not in isolation. You are being guided to gently return to matters of home, of inheritance, of emotional debt, and of forgiveness. If there have been misunderstandings in your family, silent battles, or even just the ache of distance, this is your moment to begin healing them. And healing, as you've learned, doesn't always require the other person to change. Sometimes, it begins with a letter you'll never send. A conversation you have with a photo, a journal, or your own reflection. That's where power begins again in sacred release. There's also a practical thread woven through this energy. You may feel drawn to revisit old paperwork, property agreements, or even clean out that one drawer you've avoided. These acts are not just chores. They are rituals. They are you reclaiming dominion over your space, your history, and your energy. As you organize the physical, the emotional begins to follow. The law of attraction reminds us that clutter, mental or physical, creates stagnation. So clear space with intention. Light a candle. Open a window. Let what no longer serves you exit, and invite peace to re-enter. The number 6 is resonating strongly this week, a number of compassion, harmony, and reconciliation. In numerology, it governs the heart of the home. It calls us to be both strong and soft, to speak honestly without wounding, and to hold ourselves and others with grace even in the discomfort of truth. If the number 6 is showing up around you on clocks, receipts, addresses, it's more than coincidence. It's an echo. A gentle nudge from the universe that love, real love, often asks us to go backward before we can move forward. In times like these, emotional healing becomes a sacred act of courage. It's not about rewriting the past. It's about reclaiming your place in the story and choosing what you carry into the next chapter. You may feel resistance. You may wonder if it's even worth revisiting. But the version of you who stands on the other side of healing, the one who feels free in their body, peaceful in their home, and at ease with their lineage, is already waiting for you. And they're not asking for perfection. They're asking for honesty, presence, and one small act of love toward yourself or someone you once called home. So if something within you whispers now to reach out, to write, to clean, to let go, to forgive, or simply to feel, listen. This may be the very moment your entire emotional foundation begins to rebalance. And in that balance, Leo, you return to your throne not just as a leader in the outer world, but as a calm, healed center in your inner kingdom. When the heart has been patient for so long, it becomes quiet not because it has given up, but because it has learned the sacred rhythm of divine timing. And Leo, if your heart has been still lately, if you felt like love has become a whisper rather than a promise, let me gently remind you, something, or someone, has been watching you from the edges of your energy. Not with judgment, but with fascination. Not to disrupt your peace, but to merge with it. The cards that arrive now: the Lovers, Six of Pentacles, and Page of Pentacles are not ordinary companions. Together, they create a soul message about equal exchange, emotional recognition, and a bond being quietly nurtured behind the veil. Love is not always loud. Sometimes, it moves through subtle signals: a comment that lingers, a glance that stays too long, a dream that feels too vivid to be random. You may have dismissed it, called it imagination, or told yourself not to overthink. But the truth is, your energy has been speaking, and someone has been listening. You've been radiating a frequency that calls in not just admiration, but intentional connection. This is not a fleeting crush or momentary interest. This is a soul who sees your strength, your softness, your scars, and is still drawn closer. Venus, the planet of love, is now dancing through a fire sign, stoking the flames of attraction, passion, and emotional courage. For you, Leo, this creates a beautiful contradiction: to lead with heart, but also allow yourself to be pursued. You don't have to initiate everything. You don't have to perform or prove. You are allowed to be, and let love come find you there. The energetic lesson in the Lovers is not about choosing the right person. It's about choosing from alignment, from shared values, from balance. And the Six of Pentacles reminds us that love without reciprocity is worship, not relationship. But when the give and receive are equal, something holy begins to form between two souls. If you're already partnered, this is a window of emotional upgrade. Your person may soon make a proposal, not always in the form of rings and ceremonies, but in shared plans, deeper vulnerability, or even a desire to build something long-term with you. This could be a shared home, business, family, or simply an agreement to walk life more intentionally side by side. It's not just romance, it's reliability. It's vision. If you're walking solo at this moment, take heart. The Page of Pentacles brings news of a potential connection that is both grounded and sincere. Someone possibly of Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Gemini approaching. And though they may seem reserved at first, know this: their steps are careful because their intentions are real. They don't want a spark that burns out, they want something that builds. To prepare yourself energetically, I invite you to try a quiet but powerful emotional practice. Write down 10 qualities you deeply desire in a partner. Not the surface traits, but the soul-level needs. Do you crave someone who listens deeply? Someone who mirrors your values? Someone who allows your light to shine without shrinking their own? Once you write them down, fold the paper and keep it close. This is not a wish list. This is a vibrational map. You're not just waiting for the right person. You're becoming the version of yourself who is ready to receive that person. And if this message stirs something inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Anchor the energy. Speak it into the universe. Comment below: I am ready to meet my soul-aligned partner. Let the vibration of your readiness echo into the space where this other soul is also preparing. Because the truth is, Leo, the love you're looking for may already be looking for you. All that's left is the moment you recognize each other. Sometimes healing doesn't come in solitude or silence, but in the laughter of an old memory, the unexpected ping of a message from someone you haven't heard from in years, or the warmth that rises in your chest when you hear a familiar voice calling your name. And Leo, in this particular moment in your journey, the stars are aligning in a way that invites such reconnection not just with a person, but with a forgotten part of yourself. The Six of Cups, Three of Cups, and Knight of Wands speak to more than just friendship or nostalgia. They whisper of soul fragments returning home. Because sometimes, when life feels fragmented or disjointed, the universe doesn't send us more solitude. It sends us someone who remembers us from before the armor. With several planets activating your 11th house, the house of networks, friendship, and chosen family, there's a magnetic pull toward community, toward those who've walked beside you before the world changed you, or before you had to harden to survive. These may be people you haven't seen in years. Perhaps the distance was intentional, perhaps it was circumstantial. But now, without warning, they're orbiting back into your life. And the invitation is clear: let them in, even for a moment. Because sometimes, those brief, joy-filled connections become the medicine we didn't know we needed. You may find that someone reaches out needing help, perhaps practical, emotional, or simply to feel remembered. The law of attraction teaches us that when we uplift others, we raise our own vibration. But this moment is more than altruism. It's about mutual healing. It's about restoring the invisible bridges that connect your soul to the world around you. And don't be surprised if, in the process of supporting someone else, you uncover a forgotten dream, a creative spark, or even the courage to step forward in a new direction. The Knight of Wands suggests movement. This could be literal, an invitation to travel, to attend a gathering, or to reconnect in a shared space. But it could also be metaphorical. A journey back to your own joy. To that version of yourself who used to dance more freely, laugh more deeply, love more fearlessly. Reuniting with someone from your past might awaken a freedom in you that you've buried beneath responsibility or fear. And while not every reconnection will become a lifelong bond, each one is a mirror. A chance to see yourself not just as you are now, but as you once were before life demanded so much. Numerology brings the vibration of 3 into focus here. This is the number of celebration, expression, and emotional communion. It's not about grand events or loud declarations, it's about presence. About the sacred joy of being seen, heard, and held in lightness. That energy is medicine. So whether this reunion leads to a heartfelt conversation, a simple text exchange, or even a spontaneous creative collaboration, let it happen. Don't analyze it too hard. Trust that the people returning to your life now carry keys to locked rooms within your heart, or doorways you forgot you had the courage to walk through. And if there's someone you've been thinking of, someone whose name has floated through your thoughts more than once lately, consider this your sign to reach out. Not just for them. For you. Because connection, real connection, is never one-sided. Healing is often waiting in the spaces we're afraid to revisit. But Leo, you were never meant to walk through this life alone. And sometimes, one call, one visit, one unexpected reunion is enough to remind you that you are still loved, still remembered, and still surrounded by those who want to see you rise. Let them in. Let yourself return. Leo, if you've made it this far, it's because something inside you recognized the truth beneath the words. You didn't just watch this video, you felt it. And that's not a coincidence. That's confirmation. Because what you've just received isn't mere guidance. It's a mirror. A reminder. A divine tap on the shoulder that says, yes, this is for you. You are not here by accident. The universe does not make casual invitations. It calls. It aligns. It opens doors when the soul is ready, not when the ego is. And right now, whether you're standing at the edge of a breakthrough, healing from something silently, or rediscovering who you were before the world told you who to bet his, is your moment. You are the chosen one for your own life. And everything we've touched on today has been woven together just for you. A destined idea waiting to rise. A hidden glance waiting to be revealed. A connection waiting to return. A door waiting to unlock itself the moment you say yes to your own light. But the most powerful thing you can do now, Leo, is act. Not loudly. Not perfectly. But intentionally. What if you gave yourself permission to begin before you're ready? What if you sent the message, lit the candle, wrote the list, made the call, or simply whispered the affirmation like it already belonged to you? Could you be bold enough to believe that life isn't happening to you but for you? Because it is. Let me ask you something real. What resonated with you the most in this video? Was it the quiet calling of a soul connection? The whisper of a forgotten idea coming back to life? Or perhaps the reminder that healing doesn't require permission from anyone but yourself? Comment below and share your truth. And if you're ready to open the floodgates of what's waiting to find you, declare it with the words, "I choose to believe in divine timing. I'm ready to receive the love, clarity, and opportunities meant for me." You see, the shift begins when we own our readiness. And if this message held a mirror to something sacred in you, if it brought a tear, a thought, a sudden breath of peace, then let's keep this energy flowing. Like this video, subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness, and comment your lucky number 888 to seal the vibration of abundance, alignment, and spiritual inheritance. Thank you, deeply, for allowing me to speak to your soul today. Your presence here is not taken lightly. Every view, every comment, every moment you give to this journey is a seed planted not just for you, but for the collective awakening we're building together. And so I leave you with this, Leo, may you walk forward with the quiet courage of a lion who knows they are already the center of the sun. No need to roar, your light says everything. Let destiny meet you now, at the right time, with the right people, in the right way. Stay open. Stay sovereign. Stay glowing. Your moment has already begun.